Many of you out there may have noticed that currently in War of the Visions there is a Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers event quest. Today we're going over the quickest ways for you to gain this currency so you can buy everything in the MOG shop. Now this event is lasting for, at the recording of this video, still 17 more days, so you guys have a lot of time to get in there and get all that currency. The MOG shop is right here, and as you can see, there's Tombstones of Goetia, which is the currency for the shop. You can buy Final Fantasy XIV summon tickets every day, as well as Thancred himself straight up for 15,000 Tombstones of Goetia, which seems like a lot, but this is actually really easy to get up there. And if you have no interest in Thancred, you can also use these to get Y'shtola's unit shards. But if you do have interest in Thancred, he's there available for the 15,000 Tombstones of Goetia. Thancred unit shards are here. His Lionheart replica crafting recipe is here, as well as the different memories to awaken their job levels. So how do we go about grabbing this 15,000 Goetia? This is going to be involving obviously doing the event. You're going to see some of that playing in the background for you guys here now. In the main thing, when you go to the event quest, you're going to have two different ones. After you beat the initial one, you're going to have the EX quests unlocked, but you're going to want to go back and unlock and defeat these additional stages as well as the original stages multiple times. This is because there's certain quests you guys are going to want to do in your missions tab that give you a bunch of currency for re-clearing these different fights, the normal ones as well as the EX ones. The EX ones are a little bit harder. You shouldn't be focusing on doing these right now. Play the game a little bit more, come back next week and clear the EX stages. Once you are able to do that, it's going to be a little bit easier for you. You're going to have high level characters, all of that good stuff. The easier ones though, the event quest, rifle through your friends list, find someone who's like level 40, doesn't have to be a friend. Remember, there's the different elemental friends that you can look up, as well as they're all one. Rifle through all the different elementals, look for a Medina, look for a Stern, look for a Gilgamesh, look for anyone who is job level, like 4 or 5, and then they're level 40 or above. They're going to be able to do this pretty easily for you. The hardest one is going to be a boss with around like 4,000-ish HP. They're going to be able to take a whack at it a couple of times, and you're going to be good to go there. For the boss itself, as you can see it playing in the background, the only really dangerous thing that this boss can do is he does have a couple of group attacks, so keep your characters a little bit away from each other as you go through there. You'll be able to take this boss out in a couple of hits if you have a decently strong character, and that's really all you're going to be doing for the boss himself for the normal event quest stage. Now, what are these missions that I'm talking about? If you go to the missions thing right here, which is normally where you have access to all your different missions, you've been in here if you were re-rolling, do this for your daily missions, as well as your different missions for the milestone rewards, training, a battle event, Farplane. If you go to the events tab, you're going to have two different Final Fantasy XIV challenges that you can complete. You have multiple different ones. Now you can see this one right here, clear the Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers battle number 1 3 times, followed by clear the Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers battle number 1 5 times. You're going to want to do each stage 5 times. It's going to give you bonus currency, and the harder the stage is, the more currency it's going to give you. So the very easy beginner basic stage, you can see it only gives you 120 and then 200. But if you go all the way down, as you get doing harder and harder and harder stages, 1,200, 2,000, 4,000, and then next week we can get in there for the EX stages, 600, 1,000, 1,500, 600, 1,000, 1,500, 3,000, 3,000, 6,000. This is going to give you all of that currency to unlock Thancred, get those shards, level up your characters, all of that stuff you're going to need to limit break them up and away. Now, after you're done with that, if you have cleared the event, you are done with all the EX stages. How do you get additional shards? How do you get additional currency? What should you do with it? Let's tackle that right now, because this is 6, 9, 12. Just these final couple of missions from the EX, that's going to be enough for you to buy Thancred alone. You're going to have some extra currency here from the previous early EX stages, as well as the normal mode Final Fantasy XIV normal stages as well, to spend it on the King MOG shop. What can you get out of these tickets? These tickets do give you some pretty powerful options. You can get Thancred shards from these tickets as well. You can get your Y'shtola shards from these tickets, and they are a lower drop rate, but they do exist in there. You can also buy 80 Thancred shards right here in the shop, 250 Tombstones of Goetia each. You can start working on his weapon if you want to. If you need some additional Sorceress's memories, red, yellow, or Gunbreaker's memories, red and yellow, those are in there for you as well. And if you do want to work on Thancred, the one minimum thing I would advise you guys to be doing here is make sure you can at least get him to limit break level 3. So you're gonna be able to need enough shards to limit break level 3 him. In the shop alone, you can only get 80 of them. He does cost a quite bit more than that, so you're gonna need to try to get some out of the tickets, or if you are, you know, a couple away from maxing him out fully, he does actually have some in the normal shop as well that you can use some of your saved Visor on to unlock him even further. So that's going to be an option for you guys as well when going through the Shadowbringers Final Fantasy XIV event. I wanted to tackle this for you guys because this is a solid option for getting these strong characters up there. If you don't want to grind the event all the way through, you know, you're taking the game a little bit more casually, you will be able to go ahead and do it eventually, but you're going to want to get some of that bonus currency on top of the mission currency so you can finish up Thancred if that is your goal. So that's going to be something that you're going to have to determine for yourself. But if you don't want to do all of that work, all of that grinding, then I would say don't focus on Thancred, do Y'shtola instead. She's going to be a lot easier for you to level up. You don't have to buy her for 15k. You're going to be able to get all of those extra soul shards for her right here because you can buy 400 of her shards, whereas you can only buy 80 of Thancred. So you're going to be able to max out Y'shtola this way very easily. You can just forego buying the Thancred, period. Just got all of Y'shtola's unit shards. You're going to be able to get her leveled up pretty well there. And then when you are ready to fully awaken her, you're going to have her be able to be max limit broken, buy the Final Fantasy XIV tickets, buy the Y'shtola unit shards, buy her sorceress's memory, red and yellow. So you can take her jobs all the way up to max level. You can limit break her all the way up to max level. And then you can go ahead and you can awaken her from farming just like you would any other character. Her different awakening materials, go in there, use multiplayer, join co-ops. It costs no energy for the early couple of stages, so you can get some of that for you. And then once you have her awakened all the way to max level, you'll be able to get her nice little staff, her Trust Mastery reward. So if you don't know about Trust Masters, we'll cover it really quickly. Hers is pretty nice. Hers is the Night Seeker. And in order to get the Trust Mastery, as you can see here, I haven't limit broken her at all yet. I haven't really done the 14 event myself because I realized it'll be easier to do when my characters are stronger. So I've been focusing on making a couple of my characters stronger. So you can get in here, limit break her without even trying to do the event that much. I have 51 already, so I'll be able to limit break her and almost limit break her again. Get her to max limit break, so break her all the way, and then go in there and farm up your awakening materials. She does take fire, so you're going to farm up, you know, the fire multiplayer, all this other good stuff. And I haven't worked on a fire unit myself yet, so it's probably the fire unit that I'm going to be focusing on for right now. And then once you have her fully limit broken, fully awoken, you'll be able to get the Night Seeker, which is a pretty nice free MR staff here that you can work on to throw on a mage of your choice. 78 magic, 80 HP, and then silence granted. So it's nothing game breaking, but it's going to be a nice free MR weapon for you to get if you decide to maximize her. So that is going to be my take on the Final Fantasy XIV event. Remember, guys, you just need a strong friend unit to get in there and do this battle. Make sure you don't get cleaved down too hard. Don't worry about going out and doing it right away, guys. Don't worry about making sure that you're in there right now. If you just started the game, focus on doing the main story. Focus on making your characters a little bit stronger first. Do some multiplayer co-ops. That's going to save you a lot of time and energy because they are free if you are not the host. If you're just joining, they're free for you. Get in there. It's going to be a little bit slower because you got to look for rooms and stuff, but it's going to allow you to do that content for free as far as awakening your characters. You can save your energy for the main story. You can save your energy for doing the events. So go out there and do that stuff. If you want to see more stuff like this, guys, go ahead, hit that subscription button, turn the notification bells on. Make sure you come hang out on the Twitch stream. Thank you guys so much for the supports. Hopefully you're having fun out there with War of the Visions. I know I am. It's going to be a good time. And for future content and past content, such as vision cards, all this other stuff that you need to know about Brave and Faith and how they're very, very strong, check out the channel. It's going to be a good time. Stay safe out there. Make good decisions. Have fun. And then until the next one, thank you guys so much on Patreon as well as via YouTube channel memberships. You guys make this possible. And until the next time, take care, guys.